Okay, there we are. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Naven Gaming, where today we're doing something a little different. Today we're playing a demo of one of my, of a very, there it is. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm going to be playing the demo of a game that I've been, waiting, for a good while, since its announcement to play. The First Berserker, Warriors of Khazan. First Berserker, Khazan. As you can see, this game looks fucking gnarly. I just moved the right stick. It shouldn't have skipped that. Whatever. Alright. Maximum frame rate. Just turn up. Let's see here. Set everything to max. Nothing exactly is happening. Now, I did play the demo of this game. Actually, I think I want that ladder, to be honest. I feel like it's a little low in terms of volume. Anyways, like I was trying to say, I have played this demo myself in my own time, but I thought, you know, this seems like a really fun game, and as I was playing through the demo, I was like, you know what? This game is actually really cool. You know, I mean, like I already knew it was cool from the gameplay trailers and among other things, but the more I played it, the more I'm like, you know, this game is truly something. Because this game is a Souls-like, but it's a Souls-like that with a less of the challenge of a Souls-like and more so of just the feel-good action elements. Right? It's more of a hack and slash game, but it has a lot of Souls-like elements in it. It has similar mechanics, similar saving functions and resting systems, but it's all made to be a more sort of like grounded action set piece, or more like an action game than it is like a Souls-like. It's still difficult. Boss fights are fun, but you know, like when it comes to everything else, it's like, yeah, this focuses more on, you know, not looking gnarly as fuck, but being gnarly as fuck. But anyways, without further ado, let's just get into it. Did it load already? Oh, I guess it did. In the 89th year of the Pel-Los Empire, the Emperor sentenced Great General Khazan and Ozma to the gravest punishment possible for crimes against the Empire. Convicted of treason, Khazan endured merciless torture, culminating in the severing of the tendons in both his arms and his exile. You know, when I was watching this, I was getting heavy Berserk vibes, like, not even in reference to the game, but reference to Berserk, the manga and anime series. It's even got a similar looking art style. those pop-ups. Oh yes, Microsoft Edge. That's totally something I give a shit about. Yeah, palms up. Yeah, this game starts off pretty strong. So this is looking to be more of like a revenge story plot, as these games typically tend to lean.
Stop. You really want to die? Then embrace the energy of the blade if you want to live. Your body is fully healed. The power of death cannot claim you now. Do you feel it? The energy of the netherworld. That is what flows through you. Now, join with us.
Yo.
I need to find a way out of here.
But yeah, make no mistake, there is definitely some challenge to this game. I made it sound like it's more of an action game, which I mean, it kind of is. It blends itself more so with action, but it does offer a decent level of challenge, especially in the boss fights. Like, I don't usually get a whole lot of struggle from the goings-on between getting from point A to the boss room, but when you get to the boss room, that's where the challenge really ramps up. That's where the game truly begins, you could say. And you know what's funny? is that unlike in Souls games, like from software titles, I actually don't get frustrated losing to those boss fights. Well, to these boss fights in particular, because one of the funny things about the boss fights in here, because of the way this game plays, is that everything feels so clean. It feels so clean to play, and the experience feels so solid that I don't actually feel frustrated when I play the boss fights. At least the two boss fights that I've had the luxury of experiencing so far. And every hit feels genuinely earned. Every hit doesn't feel like a monumental setback. You know, if you make enough mistakes, you know, of course it's gonna fuck you over. But I mean, like, you know, it's all pretty much fair. There are parry mechanics in this game. There are dodging mechanisms, but otherwise, yeah, this game's looking like to be a pretty amazing Souls-like. When I first saw this game, I thought to myself, "Oh, this game looks like it's going to be something truly wicked," and it is. In fact, I could tell you that the game did this demo for the game did one thing that hang on. The demo for this game did one thing that I don't normally see. Sorry, I'm just testing reaction speed on my feed because sometimes I get so concerned about it, not about it desyncing. Anyways, it did the one thing that I wish most demos would do, right? And that's, you know, like, get you hyped up for the fucking game. This demo gets you hyped up for the fucking game. It does its job. And that's something that I wish most demos would be able to do, which is get you fucking hyped for a game. Anyways. Yeah, I just feel like sound's pretty lacking on my end. It might just be because RoboCop is just a loud game, in which case I'll probably have to fiddle with the RoboCop's audio functions, among other things, but I just feel like it's a little too loud. Well, I mean, too low. Let's try 11. Yeah, we'll set it to 7.5 and go from there. I mean, I don't want it to be too loud, but I also don't want it to be... You know, that sounds fine. And the volume's working on both my computer and among other things. Let me go ahead and just take a look at the volume on my computer for a second. Yeah, it's up. All right. All right. See, it's already teaching you about the guard system. Another thing to note is that every weapon has its own skill tree. So even when you're playing with, say, the sword and axe, there's going to be skill trees associated to this particular weapon set. And it doesn't seem like the game is all that stringent about inventory management either. You know, like most Souls games, it very much follows the philosophy of, like, you just collect a bunch of shit and then you just use whatever you need at the time, right? Only in this game, they really put a emphasis on weapons because, you know, there's a lot more combat variety to the weapons because they have their own associated skill trees, and so the weapons are categorized in their own sort of like inventory menu and tabs, which is nice. Which makes sense if you're going to highlight, you know, the fact that each weapon does... all these weapons do specific things. Ah. Destination, Mount Heinmach. Prisoner, Khazan, former great general. Banished for treasonous rebellion. Caution, beware of avalanches and ensure all preparations are made for extreme cold. The tendons in the prisoner's arms have been severed as punishment, but he remains highly dangerous. Approach with extreme caution. No medical aid is to be provided to the prisoner under any circumstances. Show no mercy. And if I didn't skip the opening cinematic combined with the shit that we're already seeing here, you know, like it does lend itself to an intriguing question of what happened. Why is this guy who was fighting like draconic enemies suddenly, you know, now seen and branded as a bit of a traitor? It's an excellent question, but it's one that the demo will not answer. But it's heavily suggested that maybe the person that we saw in the first bits of the cinematic opening was probably the guy who essentially caused Khazan's loyalty to be put into question. Okay. Yeah, I'm not usually one for parry systems, but parrying is actually pretty useful. I don't know why I'm getting bad at it with these grunt enemies. I wasn't this bad at it with the grunt enemies. In fact, the second boss fight you get in this game makes you very, very comfortable with the parry system. It forces you to become a bit comfortable with it. Oh, God. Immediately out of the gates, it hits me with... That last bit right there was the coup de grace type of attack when you take down their stagger meter. Or if you just wipe away their stamina. Gem spec. Seems the gear is pretty much the same. Honestly, if I can get gear where I don't have to cover the hair, that'd be pretty great. So yeah, this game gives me the vibes of like it's got the style and look to Berserk while also feeling like Soul Calibur in terms of aesthetics, but if it it has the art style of Berserk, it has the aesthetics of Soul Calibur. I mean, this protagonist looks like fucking Siegfried, and then there's the fact that it's a Souls-like. And so it's a very interesting combination of things that are so dope by themselves, but look so good when put together like this. This one's just teaching you about the dodge mechanics. That's also one thing to keep in note, is that if you're not actively paying attention to them, the ranged enemies will fuck you over more often than not. Alright, same thing before. Sneak attacks. They call them viscerals in other games like Bloodborne and shit. This game is not gory, but it is certainly bloody. And though I would like to see some gore, I can get behind this. Oh boy. And he's dead. You know what Souls-like I was really interested in that I never actually got around to playing again was the one... What was that game? It was the one based off of like Chinese history and Chinese mythology. I'm sure you all know which one I'm talking about, but it's it was fun up to a point, and the mechanics were solid. But the only thing the only reason why I ended up not playing it is, I mean, I did play it. I played through a good chunk of it, and what got me to stop was I wasn't exactly having that much fun playing the game. I mean, I don't have fun playing a whole lot of Souls-like games, as well as Soulsborne titles, but, you know, I get a bit of a kick out of playing them. But I was playing through it, and I got to the Lobo fight, and I was like, well, you know, I'll just, you know, I've lost, like, what is it, 30 times, 50 times? Maybe I'll come back and try it again, you know, another day. And I just never did. And let's just be honest, at this point, that's become lore accurate. The guy's a fucking monster in every game he's featured in, it feels like. Some enemies can maintain their stance even when attacked. Use a potent blow to break their stance. Bitch. Probably best just to wait for them to make the first move at this point. That one tells you about the inventory management, the hotkey system.
A tear, a soul, accept it. It will give us strength. Now you too will hear the memories of the dead.
Yeah, which that part's kind of gnarly. Alright. Here's our first bonfire-esque resting point. Here you can just upgrade so far. I've only ever seen it do upgrades. It probably will eventually be able to do other things, but so far, as of right now, it is only able to upgrade in the demo. Alright, so same thing as I did before. I'm speccing heavy into damage. And just like in most rest points, you know, once you rest, all the enemies respawn. You can't actually go into crouch position to stealth, and honestly, why would you? Again, this game is action-focused. It doesn't want you to stealth, it wants you to cut your way through all of your enemies.
need to see my daughter.
But yeah, when I was playing through the demo, I was thinking to myself, do I want to stream myself playing? Well, not stream myself, but do I want to record myself playing the game? And at first I was like, nah, I'll just play through the demo and just have some fun with it, you know, and then I'll just create a series, a VOD series out of it when I officially get the game, right? But then I'm like, you know what? This demo's too good not to do it. And if even just like a small amount of people see it, you know, that's all the more, in my opinion. Oh boy. I'm not getting good at that parry system. Alright. But yeah, when it comes to combat, it might be better because I mean, like it's obvious that you can flexibly. It's the gameplay is going to be more flexible when you get further deeper into its systems. But as far as the demo is concerned, the thing that seems like the most obvious to want to focus on is just nailing that parry system. Because until the dodge gets more, like, until the dodging system gets a bit more focused on, more grounded on, like, allowing you to be able to do either more damage stamina-wise to your enemies, or by making it to where, like, fast attacking does stamina damage, it's not, there's no real reason to truly use the dodge optimally. So if you're all about efficiency, parry is going to be the thing. Oh, yeah. And then if you take damage when your stamina is depleted, then the enemy has a chance to do the same shit that you do to them, which is that they're able to fucking hit you with a coup de grace, or they could just, you know, you just take a free hit. But yeah, you can already kind of see the problems. Archers are the bane of this game. Oh, he spawns again. I don't remember him being able to spawn again. You know what? Whatever. Oh. Huh. I guess fast attacking does take down damage. I've never really noticed that until just now, I guess. I guess it just is so small against certain opponents that it's honestly not even... It doesn't even register. But yeah, that shit's actually pretty fun. Combat's good. Getting used to the combat is gonna be the thing, but you know, it's all nice. Feels nice, feels good to play. Even when you're fucking up, it doesn't feel truly awful. Bye-bye. Alright. Damn it, just my luck. They put me on Khazan's transport detail. They're saying he was caught plotting a rebellion, but I don't buy it for a second. And Ozma, his best friend, they gouged out his eyes and sent him to the chopping block. None of this makes sense. These are the same men who fought against the Berserk dragon to save the Empire. But they really throw it all away and betray everything they stood for? Wait, new gear. At least you're roughly the same. I guess now I can wear this. Feels right to do it now. You've destroyed mysterious energy ore. Oh yeah, and that's another thing, is that they never tell you what the soul stones do. That's a soul stone that I just cut, but they never tell you what they do exactly. I don't think the demo's gonna ever really tell you what they do. I think the full game will, but... I mean, obviously it will, but I mean... As far as I understand it right now, the soul stones are just soul stones. You just cut them and then you move on. At the same time, boy. But yeah, the equipment system is very much the same as that Chinese Souls-like that I was mentioning earlier, as well as what were the other games that do this same thing? I'm trying to remember. At any point. The armor system goes by level, and you could get same amounts of the same armor, but they do have a armor set system, where if you wear the same set across you know, all across the board, you get a specific bonuses for it, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, you know, like if you're the kind of person who likes to mix and match you know, fully delve into making your own sort of cosmetically, aesthetically pleasing looking character, you know, I can see that be a bit of a turnoff. Alright, start speccing into stamina. And then we'll start speccing into proficiency, I believe. Yeah, careful walking across this. It's gonna crumble on below your feet if that happens. Back. Got me before I got it off. It was a fast attack, so. Let's see, can I sprint around that? Yep. Oh. I think I just knocked off a monkey. Oh, he must have been laying right there. Got caught in the crossfire. Damn dirty apes. Water cleanse potion. I haven't really been using a lot of the items in my original playthrough of the demo either, so I couldn't tell you what they all do, but generally speaking, you know, there's some that help you restore stamina. There's some that'll let you be able to heal yourself without the use of your netherworld stones. Boy, there it is, our first Yeti. With these particular enemies, I think you have to do heavy attacks to damage their stamina bar. And even then, it's not really a stamina bar as it is just a stagger meter. I guess beasts and demons are a bit of a different breed. Which I suppose makes sense. It's a shame that some of the armor you pick up doesn't actually have... In fact, I would like it if all armors had their own bonuses. It's kind of weird that they don't all have their own type of, like, set attributes. But yeah. They all do their own specific thing. Temporarily grants high attribute to weapons. Sell for 2,000 gold. Oh, that's going to be part of the economy system. Which this game will not cover either. Not the demo anyways. You will get a bunch of coins throughout the course of playing through here, but you will never be able to spend them.
Yetis! There are Yetis here! Everyone run!
And honestly, that's fine with me. The main true bread and butter of the game is the combat system, so... You know, highlighting and focusing on the important bits, which is the gameplay, is probably, you know, the most important. Are going to knock me off. Yeah, they'll throw you some sneak attack enemies in here too. You know, I think I'm actually starting to really get the combat system now. I think I'm starting to understand my frustrations with with the last boss fight that I was having. Is that I'm not using the light attacks enough in conjunction with my heavies. I need to know when to use the heavies and when to use light attacks.
Did you see that? It was a giant yeti.
Because before, when I was doing the boss fights, you know, like I was just brute forcing my way through it a little bit, you know, just kind of like using only heavy potent strikes, as they call them in this game, and then backing off every now and again, just so that way I can, you know, like let them do their attacks and try to maximize the parry as much as humanly possible. And now that I'm actually getting more into the systems and actually experimenting with my playstyle a little bit, I can definitely see that my biggest issue was that I wasn't experimental enough. And when I thought I had a grasp of the systems, I didn't truly understand the grasp or have a grasp of the systems. The game clearly now, you know, like as is obvious, wants you to whittle down your enemies as much as humanly possible, and then if their stamina gets low enough to where you can actually start doing some effective stamina damage, you know, then you can focus on that. But otherwise, definitely want to be using light attacks a lot more than how I was.
Here he is! Grab him!
All right. That guy out of the way. Moving on.
Help! Help me!
Gotta do your little wombo combo. I love that how the music swells in this moment, because it's like, ooh, that's a big ass bear. Ooh, this thing looks fucking terrifying. Oh, shit. Ah. Alright, first death in the game. Made it pretty far without dying. As far as how this game treats death, lore, narratively wise, they do establish that you can't die anymore, but at the same time, it's like the game processes your defeats as if, you know, your story is over. Kinda, sorta. And so it's kind of like, it's a little strange. You even get items based off of how many times you die. That's another thing about this that's also a little weird, is that you will get items. Oh, I did not know you could do this. There we go. Ooh, that was a grab. I'm so glad I dodged that. Although it didn't seem like I was dodging it so much as I moved out of the way of it. Very, very fucking precisely. Just not even... Wasn't even trying to do that. It just happened that way. I got lucky. But yeah, other than that, there are different types of armor as well. You can get heavier armor, lighter armor. So far, the game's throwing lighter armor at you, so you get more used to the movement mechanics. But eventually, it'll start introducing heavier types of armor, just so that way you can get a sense of how the armor system's going to work. The Bantu speak of a massive Yeti, one so fearsome that 9 of their warriors have fallen to it. Benji is barely holding on. His wounds are too severe. His insides are spilling out. I know he won't make it. That damn Yeti did this. Now it's just me, alone. What can I possibly do? If you're reading this, turn back. Run for your life. The rest of the journal is torn and illegible. Oh yeah, this game's pretty fun. Oh yeah, then there's the shortcuts. But yeah, I'm not much of a Souls type person. I'm not much of a Souls gamer. But even I can appreciate a game like this. An identification tag issued to Hindmark's house. The medal bears the name of one of its members, Benji. Poor guy died. Boy, here it is. At least they bother to take off the headpiece when you get into cutscenes. Here it is, our first boss fight in the end of the tutorial. shit. I don't have too many criticisms about the gameplay elements of the boss fights, but one thing I will say that kind of takes you for a loop all the time is that the grabs will consistently be an issue. And there isn't a whole lot of telegraphing to when they're about to do a grab. You just got, like, a sound signal for it, and that's it. I like a bit more of a telegraph forewarning when they're about to do that, because that shit hurts. And it sucks. Oh, this sucks too. Boy, oh boy. There goes my health. Oh, shit. See what I mean?
Peace at last.
I don't know why you're okay with this. Oh yeah, they'll also spawn your Lacrima outside of the boss room. That's another thing too, is that, you know, like, this game will reward you for a little bit for losing, but they'll also give you items for losing too, which I believe they're healing items that you can use, that you can assign to your hotkeys, which is a little funny. Retrieve the Lacrima lost from Khazan's most recent death. Lifeless beings are bound by these rules. Let's see. A special summon stone engraved with the laws of the Netherworld. Lifeless beings are bound by these rules, as are their emotions, memories, and the tears that carry them. Let's see. Where's the one that removes contaminations? Recuperates stamina. Where's the one that gives you restores health and grants 400 lacrima? Oh, this actually restores health. Interesting. Really? I'm not feeling too good. Alright, second phase, here we go. I really gotta remember that. Oh, shit. got him. Didn't get him the first time, but I got him the second time. But yeah, this shit is solid.
What have we here?
Ah, yes. And here is potentially one of the most unique and most controversial decisions in the game, probably, by far. Or at least it might. I mean, I know how some people get about this topic. But, yep. Now we have a choice. Now that we've made it officially out of the tutorial, it gives us the choice of either playing the game on normal mode or easy mode. And, as you can imagine, you know, easy mode, this difficulty is intended for players who are unfamiliar with action games. Which is a nice way of explaining that you're probably not someone who should be playing games like this, but since you're here anyways, we can help you get accustomed to it. And then there's normal. This difficulty is intended for players who are familiar with action games and enjoy challenge and the sense of achievement that the genre is known for. Now, I don't know if this is certainly an action game, but I don't know if you would classify Souls-likes as being an action game per se, as it is just, you know, I suppose it is an action game. I don't know. I mean, this game is clearly an action game, but I don't know if you would consider Souls-like or Soulsborne titles to be action games. They're not really more so about action. They're more so about, like, struggling and fighting tooth and nail to survive and overcome obstacles. I mean, that's what Soulsborne franchise is known for. From Software made an entire franchise and genre out of this shit. Anyways, as far as difficulty, though, I know some people, you know, like, when the question of difficulty pops up in these types of games, it's always met with the same type of ill sort of contentiousness as, you know, as people will come to expect. You know, on one hand, yeah, you should probably play the game as is intended, but on the other hand, you know, if you're not too familiar with action games, or you're someone who doesn't play a whole lot of video games, or you're just the kind of person who just likes to enjoy themselves, likes to play games for the purposes of enjoyment and not necessarily to challenge yourself, then yeah, I can see why you would probably gravitate towards an easy mode, right? As far as, like, normal difficulties, though, well, I mean, as far as, like, just a base difficulty or just playing the game as it was intended, you know, like, I feel like that's obviously the more authentic experience. And there's certainly an argument to be had about wanting to play the game in the way that the developers intended. But if the developers themselves are outright going out of their way to tell you, hey, you know, you don't have to play the game as we have designed it or intended. We also have a separate way you could play the game that is intended for people who just don't have the time, or just can't be bothered to really, you know, struggle and play through the game for, you know, obviously a multitude of reasons. Now, I'm not someone who has a real stake in the arguments. I have no stake in this type of in this conversation. The only thing that I will say is that I would rather play the game as intended than play, you know, as it's actually meant to be played, than to play the game in a way that feels like I'm getting a subpar or a you know, not as fun type of experience, right? I'd rather play it, you know, like, in the way that it was meant to be played, in a way that, you know, in the way that it's meant to be fun, than to play it any other way. And that's how I feel on it. Some people may not like that, and that's fine.
I was helpless. I was lucky it was the Bantu who found me.
But yeah, some people might not like that, and that's entirely fine. But I think that games should be primarily for the enjoyment, the fun factor. And if you're not getting any type of enjoyment or fun out of playing a game,
Apologies, but to conquer it, you must undergo the trials of the Snow Mountain. You must be careful. The ghost possessing you is a powerful one. It will be very dangerous to purge yourself of it.
Your body. We must have it.
but yeah. Anyways, it's entirely fine if if you don't really like the idea of playing a subpar experience, but the if a game isn't fun for someone or really, anyone, then it's not really a game worth playing, in my opinion. And so, if you're the type of person who gets bent out of shape because people can't play the game in a way that's fun, as it was intended to, then I mean, I don't know what else to tell you other than that they can't get into it, they can't enjoy it, so why should they continue to play the game? It's the same, it's the same way that I would argue how I feel about playing RTSs. I don't play RTSs because I don't enjoy them. I don't play sports games because I don't enjoy them either. And I don't play racing games primarily because I just don't enjoy those games. Do I suck at them? Well, strategy games? Yes, definitely. Do I ever want to actually get good at them eventually? Sure, maybe. Would that be fun? Would I actually enjoy doing that? Probably not. Because I don't get the same sort of fulfillment or enjoyment out of it as, say, playing an action game, right? So it's just how I feel about it. Why do something that you don't enjoy doing? And it's the same argument when it comes to difficulty in certain action games. Like, why play a game that just frustrates you and pisses you off and isn't really fun at all when you could just go and play something that's actually fun? Do something that you actually enjoy doing. Like, I don't mind difficulty. Like, I will absolutely throw my head against a grindstone at times. And I am a persistent beaver. I am a fucking moron. I am a stubborn fool when it comes to wanting to overcome an obstacle. Because I will literally continue to beat my head over something until I either succeed in the way that I was intending to beat it initially, or I will literally just continue to throw myself at it and try different avenues until I get it. And it's especially bad when I get to a point to where it's just like I turn off my brain and I just throw myself into the meat grinder, not changing up my strategy, not varying up my play style, just continuously throwing myself at a problem until it's done, until it's gone, until it's dead. And that's when it gets the absolute lowest for me. But otherwise, like, I don't mind challenge. Some people don't. And honestly, that's fine. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents on it.
To rid yourself of the ghost, then this is the only way. You must prove yourself in the trials of the 3 Bantu gods in order to receive their blessings. After that, you must find a way through the storm at the mountain's apex. Take my advice. Let fate be your guide.
Tell me about the trials of the gods.
This is the same trial Bantu warriors can choose to undergo. The gods of the Bantu will decide if you are worthy of their blessings. The trial will begin when you pick up the weapon. The nature of the enemies depends on you, but the objective is always the same. Defeat all enemies that emerge from the abyss. There will be 3 trials and 3 blessings for you. The ghost inside you is no ordinary one. It is several different evil spirits now acting as one. It has chosen you with the powerful emotions that burn within you. You are a great prize for it. It will not willingly let you go. We followed the monster's roar and found you. Maybe it was the will of the gods. The Empire is our enemy, Khazan, but we still owe you much. If you had not defeated the Berserk dragon, then we would all have been doomed.
Makes you wonder what this character was like back in his prime before the fall.
May the blessings of the 3 go with you.
And it's just, it actually raises another interesting question of why aren't we still just as badass?
You are trying to get rid of us. Why would you want that? You think this will work? Go ahead, try it.
It does make you wonder why we're still not just as badass. You know, now that we have full control over our autonomy. Our anatomy. When theoretically, that's all Khazan really had control over. I mean, this guy was a fucking warrior. And arguably, he should still have access to all of the same fundamental skills and abilities that he had before, right? I don't know. Stamina recovery. I could do 2. Let's see. Dodge, stamina decrease, stamina damage. Yeah, that's the one I want. We're going to be specking pretty fucking hard in damage and stamina drain. Yeah, and here we'll be able to learn skills, as well as acquire new spirit abilities, such as the ability to throw fucking spears. You know, I don't think I ever remember getting this in my first playthrough. Frozen Mountain Helm. Oh, that looks pretty dope, actually. To attack in general. Okay. Use a craft gear from Frozen Mountain set. Use to craft attribute consumables. Let's see, is there a skill? I don't think it's here though. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay. Just keep fucking at it. Go. First test of the javelin. This one's got some type of disease element. Plague resistant elixirs. Plague. Plague cleanse potion. I barely managed to get that off. Oh hey, I finally got some greaves in the hound set. Alright, now I got better stamina recovery. Another shortcut. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking the demo out at the very least, as well as the game, because this game is looking to be pretty great. I don't usually get this hyped about Souls-likes, but this one, I'm totally down to play. I wouldn't even mind playing it on the channel.
I will overcome these trials, no matter how long it takes.
It feels so fun and so good to play. I would not be opposed to playing it. Just as long as you don't mind a whole lot of experimentation, and that means a whole lot of dying. It went from looking like Siegfried to becoming Siegfried. want to know something that's also really funny is that the spirit possessing us also looks like Nightmare, which is hilarious. Only instead of having one ginormous eye, yeah, instead of just having one ginormous eye, it's just several thousand red ones. But yep, this is our second weapon type in the game. Of the 3 that I am aware of at the very least, but it seems like there's only 3 weapon types in the game. Which, again, makes sense because they have their own dedicated skill trees, so of course you're going to have only 3 sets of weapons to work with. I also just want to say again, this game is made by an Asian company. Well, not again, but I just want to say this game is made by an Asian company, proving once more that for some bizarre fucking reason, the people who are better at making cultural games are people who aren't even from the culture themselves.
Not that it will make much difference.
And you know, there's certainly an argument to be had about that. Like, Asian countries are good at making games about really badass stoic warriors from, like, different sort of mythologies and cultures. And it works really fucking well, as you can tell just by looking at this fucking game. And then, you know, like, what was it? Fucking Sucker Punch proved that Westerners can do the exact same shit by making Asian-inspired period pieces that focus more on the cinema and are more so referential to the movie side of how certain cultures are depicted, but at least samurai culture. But it's really interesting that it takes people who are truly inspired by the period and setting, as well as the authenticity of the thing, that they base their creative experience and, you know, the gameplay around. It's an interesting thing, really. It proves that if you want someone to create something that's truly awe-inspired, that's truly interesting or awe-inspiring, you have to get people who are genuinely interested in the thing that they are working on, and that's why I feel like that you have to work on things you are creatively interested in. And I really would like it if companies would stop just hiring people to just churn out products for stupid reasons. Oh, we just need something to fill our quarterly earning, our bottom line. We need to, you know, something that looks good in our usual quarterly reports and all that other shit. It's just dumb. You can't do shit like this in a creative industry. Let's see, I experimented with all of the weapons in my first playthrough, but I used the dual weapons more so. I think I'll go ahead and start speccing more into... Let's reset all, yeah. I think I'll go ahead and just start speccing more into Greatsword. Simply because... Decrease poison, decrease damage taken while attacking. Oh, and decreases damage taken while. Yeah. After a dodge, deal damage to enemies upon performing Apron Guard. That's going to be very useful in a boss fight. Especially the upcoming one. I should get the skill that increases the range of that. Stun on this is actually ridiculous. I think I'm sticking with Greatsword. I think I'm gonna stick with the Greatsword for a bit. This feels too good. Feels too good. Oh boy, it's a bear. Burst attacks. Certain enemies use burst attacks, which cannot be blocked. Burst attacks can be countered by dodging or counter-attacking. Oh, this shit. Yeah, this is basically a riposte. Counter an enemy's burst attack using the common skill counter-attack. Timing it perfectly triggers a perfect counter, dealing significant damage to the enemy and fully restores Khazan's stamina. Alright, let's do it. Off. Oh, shit. Fucking grab. Roar. I didn't die to it. That's nice. A new variant of it. The Neglected Greatsword. Part of the Ashen Wolf set. I never did find the full version of the Ashen Wolf set. Against Beast. Damage increase. Potent blow damage. You know what? This is fine. I'll stick with this. Alrighty. Moving on. Wait. That's the way forward, right? Okay. Even though I played through it once already, I have to check. You never know, I might have missed something. Breaking crates and shit in this game doesn't seem to yield anything, so I don't even bother anymore. Alright, this is the way forward. Go back and see what the other way yields. But yeah, I totally want to play the full game when it comes out. It'll be out on March 27th. I know that because I'm anticipating it. I am waiting for this game to come out. Ow, I'm being attacked from behind. God damn it. Ah, that hit me. They seem to be doing more damage than usual. Does that permanently debuff my defense? Is that what that does? Can't see it. Encyclopedia. Status effects. Flame and burn, frost and execution and paralysis, heft and petrification, poison, plague. Prolonged exposure to plague attacks will cause Khazan to become plagued and take damage over time. If Khazan exhausts all his stamina while in this state, all actions will be cancelled, and he will vomit blood. Okay. Fucking bats. Forgot about those for a second. I forgot about you for a second. I'm so glad I was so prepared for that. Jesus. Alright. Bulk's warrior gear. Imperial Soldier's Journal. It looks like Khazan took down the Yeti. Thanks to him, we survived, but now we've been ordered to track him to Storm Pass. Damned commanders, sitting cozy in their tents while we're out here risking our necks. We were fleeing from a wild boar when some of the others started tampering with the Bantu altar. Then they just vanished. It's been 3 days now, and I'm still stranded here alone. My toes are numb, and sometimes I think I hear someone calling out to me. I miss my squad. I got a solution for that, my good sir. I killed it with a block. That's beautiful. The rest point. Let's see. This will increase stamina recovery as well as guard stamina damage decrease. Specking heavy into it because I really like having efficient guarding while also having efficient stamina. I could just be tanky as tanky as fuck, but I don't want to.
Those who overcome these trials will be blessed by the gods and receive the power they seek.
Imagine I can make a swift build using a greatsword. Probably could do that. Now here we go. The spear. That's our third and final weapon set. Ancient Warrior's Worn Spear. The best part about the spear, clearly, is the wide sweeping potent strikes and also the how quick the potent attacks are. It's by far the biggest strength to this build, to this weapon. But other than that, I have no love for this weapon. It's also good for just politely poking from a distance. When you're fighting an opponent like this, you know, who also has the same weapon as you, it becomes just as annoying on the other end of it. The last time I did this, it became a war of attrition of poking. They were already devolved back into it. Ow. I'd try to block that. I'm not sure there's a better method for fighting this guy. Ow.
That's what caused you such anguish. Pathetic. Who do you think you are? Some kind of high and mighty hero? Ha!
Or spirit by 30. Consume 3 spirit gauge units and restore health by 50% of max health. That's not what I wanted. Oh, but that's not what I wanted. Okay, what do we got here? Dodge stamina. Enable forward dodge attack and sprint attacks to be charged. Oh, interesting. Furious sweep, swiftly dodge in the desired direction while delivering a spinning slash. Melee after a normal guard or brink guard. Well, that could be useful. Decrease stamina consume upon successfully guarding. Increases spirit accumulation upon performing a brink guard. While attacking, increase the damage in the ongoing attack and gain spirit. Oh, interesting. This is very much... Okay, that's interesting. Breakthrough. Dash forward, pushing the enemy back before delivering a powerful downward strike. Using Ghost Arm while charging a potent blow. This is what I want to focus on mostly. Ooh, that looks nice. Leaps high into the air and plunges the sword vertically down onto the enemy's head. Deals greater damage against larger enemies. Oh, nice. Like this attack. Let's see. I will want to get something for the dodge too, but so far we're good with this. We're focusing more on blocking anyways. And that Volk's Warrior Vest does not have a set status window. Well, in the meantime, as far as what's going on in my life so far, I'm getting to a point to where I'll be able to do more videos. It's just it's gonna be within the week. I just have to. I'm just still trying to figure out if I'm gonna be doing the schooling or not. I mean, obviously, I want to do the schooling, but you know, just trying to figure out how to work that into my schedule now. That's the biggest problem right now. But otherwise, yeah, I'm almost at that point where I'll be able to do this, rest, deal with life's daily necessities and bullshit, as well as focusing on education.
Here he is! Grab him!
Damn it. You really didn't hear that? A fucking several ton sword slamming into the ground. You really didn't hear that? Bolts here. Otherwise, I've also been in a bit of a funk lately. Fucking bats. I've been having, like, some serious motivational and self-esteem issues. Nothing, of course, that I haven't dealt with before. That's a consistent issue across all the boards. Okay, we'll go back for that item. For the moment. Nice. Screw this guy for a second. Really? All right. Oh, hello. That's so funny. I can kill them with the block. Every time. Nice. Onto Warrior's Log. I write these words in the final storm looming before me. Despite Humex's warnings, I pressed on through the trials of the snowy mountain. Strange things emerged during these trials. In the first, swarms of insects. The sight of my family starving to death. And in the third, it must be the fears hidden deep within me. But I faced each trial and received a blessing from the gods. Now, at the end of this path, I see the storm ahead. Terrifying, but I will press on until the very end. It just leads back into that room. Definitely gonna want that down. Did I not interact with this before? I guess I did. Alright. Now on to our next and final challenge.
Surrender. Your honor, your friends, all of it gone. You have nothing left to fight for. Do you really think you can win against the Emperor? Be honest. You
Am I fighting my doubt?
doubt you. Ozma, my friend, I will avenge you.
If I face the abyss, my unwavering something. New skill.
Think you can do this? Defeat us, the Blade Phantom. Stupid little mortal.
Uh... What? I guess that. I didn't know we could assign button prompts. That's interesting. Guard speed and damage of the attack chain after the final attack. Okay. That works. That uses one of the spear gauges. That makes sense. On to prophets, I had a nightmare. It appeared suddenly, radiating a darkness unlike anything I've ever known. It was one, yet many. Its eyes ghostly, and its presence marked by traces of crimson red. Could this be a ghost? What does it want? O gods of Bantu, protect this land. Oh, this is it, isn't it? Oh, it is. Alright, we made it, boys. We made it. Okay. What am I upgrading? You know what? I'll go for vitality, because I could probably use the extra health. This is heavyweight, lightweight. I don't have the sword, though. I don't have the grease for it either. Okay, I think we're good here. Reset a stat and return the lacrima spent on the stat. Oh boy, here we go. You who have overcome these trials, may you weather the storm and embrace your destiny. Let's see how many times I'm gonna die in this fight, huh? Where the real fun begins.
No way out. This we declare.
Oh boy.
Your body and soul, they belong to us.
Doesn't he just look like Nightmare?
You dare try to defy us?
FaceTime.
Khazan, you were once a hero of the Empire, but not now. For endangering all of Pelros, you are sentenced to death.
Submit to us. Why fight?
Fuck you. Let's go. Oh. Actually, you know what? I'll take this. Ooh. Fuck you. Oh, we ended with the coup de grace. Yes. Oh, that was fucking wicked. And on the first try, too. I died to this guy 20 fucking times at least.
I will have no masters. You need my body, but I need your strength. We don't need to be enemies. I swear on my honor, my blood. We can work together, cooperate. You help me, I help you. Bargain, is it? Very well. If this is what is required, we concur. No! Enough! and I will help you do this. Our alliance is formed. How long it lasts is up to you.
Nice. And we ended the demo in 2 hours.
The ghost? Did you purge yourself of it? No. You have chosen a different way. A different and more dangerous way.
As long as I get my revenge. And that is all that matters.
Your fate, it has changed now. The ghost will be your guide on this new path you have found.
The old woman is right. We will lead you this way.
May the blessings of the three go with you.
Alrighty. Neato. Alright.
The blessings of the three.
And that is the end of the demo, my friends. All that's left now is to wait for the game to come out. But yeah, this has been the First Berserker Khazan. If nothing else, I hope the gameplay and the look of the game has at least convinced you to buy the goddamn thing. It is amazing. I cannot wait for this game to come out. I already have it pre-ordered. It's gonna be so lit. It'd be so great. Thank you for playing the First Berserker Khazan. Save data from the demo will carry over to the full version of the game. All more of a reason to play the demo. Because then it'll go right into the main game when it comes out. So yeah, this was also made on Unreal. It's actually pretty cool. Oh yeah, the cinematic trailer. I'll let this play since, you know, I ended up skipping it by accident last time. But yeah, this game is fucking dope. I can't wait for this game to come out. So yeah, I'm assuming this is the guy who betrays us. This game is sick as fuck. And I really hope that the full version of the game is just gonna be so much better. Like, if this is only a snippet, right, of the full game, which obviously it is, I can only imagine what the full release is gonna be. You know, now that I see that, it makes me wonder, are there other weapon varieties in the game that I'm just not aware of? These motherfuckers did not put double sabers into the fucking game, did they? I just saw that for a second. I'm like, They would not let us be able to wield double sabers on top of every other thing that I've seen that we've been able to wield so far. This game looks so fucking sick. Alright. But yeah, with that, I'll just cut it there. I hope to see you all there when I finally do get to play the game officially when it comes out. So that being said, I'm going to just go ahead and finally cut it here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.